This is Camila with Pixagonal, and we have with us today Jenny Grimes. She is a wonderful author. She's going to be debuting her first book, book one of her series, Soul Magic, right?
Yep, the
Um,
Soul Magic
Soul
series.
Magic series, and the name of the book is Shaedes of Power, and that was actually my first arc ever.
Yeah,
So
I love being someone's first.
yes. No, it was awesome. I didn't know what an arc thing, what arcs were until my best friend was like, "No, it's just advanced copies that you read for the author, and like you give your review, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Oh, I want to do that. That's fun."
Hilarious. I also learned what arcs were this year.
Oh my gosh. Yes. So
I know,
how
we're all learning.
how are we doing with the excitement level? The book comes out what, March 11th?
I thought I had hit some sort of maximum like precipice of excitement leading into all of this. But then once all of the book two stuff started, I just don't think I'm even close to being there yet.
Yeah, because book two is
Well,
gonna
it's
come out this summer, right? Or like a little
yeah,
later this
in
year. Yeah.
June.
Yeah.
In June, yeah. So it's just been amazing because it's like you dream and you scheme about that first debut and just kind of getting it out there. And then, I mean, I can't even like starting to focus on what comes next, just sort of, it's like a snowball effect.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. But that's
I don't
also
think I'm coming down anytime soon, I guess
right.
is the answer to that.
No, no, because you got like three more books to write. You don't have you can stay up there. You can stay in the excitement land. It's fine.
Well, and the way my brain works is like now that I've kind of come up with like a process that makes sense to write, I like I have ideas beyond even this series now, and so it's like, yeah, that I think that snowball's just gonna keep going, hopefully.
Yeah, no, that's
Hopefully.
awesome. That's awesome, and I love the world you created. I love that. Yes, it's got fae in it. It's got vampires, but like, it's the magic system you created is really really neat. Really
Thank
really neat.
you.
Um, do you want to go into a little bit of like how you got inspired to create that magic system?
Yeah, so I love magic systems that have rules.
Mm-hmm.
So, not necessarily hard and fast rules, but like where things make sense, where it's not just like a magic word or somebody who's just born this way or whatever. Like, I almost like magic as a science.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really loved, it's The Magicians by Lev Grossman. I love how literally they learned magic as like a discipline, a science. Everybody had their things that they did, and they weren't so proficient at it all the time either.
Right.
Um, because the rules sometimes don't always work with certain situations. So I don't know. I really love that, and I loved you know creating a world of fae and kind of having those connections with nature too. It just sort of all woven in. Though I will say, I was with my children the other day watching the Ninjago movie.
Uh
Have you
huh.
ever seen that?
Yeah, I've seen some of the Ninjago stuff. Just not, I don't think I've seen the actual movie.
I don't know why, but I started watching that. I'm like, I was not influenced by this movie, but as I'm watching, I'm like, little Lego characters could very much be shades.
Oh my gosh, that's
It's
true
just funny how
actually.
you connect kids everywhere.
Yeah, no,
But
that's
yeah,
awesome. That is so cool,
yep.
and I love it. It's very unique. It's a so depending on the color is like the color that you get is the kind of power that the Fae would have. Correct.
Yes. And so like I wanted it to almost be like there was like an air of mystery. You weren't just guaranteed magic. You weren't guaranteed what your shade was, like what your color magic was based off of like your bloodline or something like that.
Yeah.
Which also gave me a lot of um like leeway
Right.
as the story goes on. You're not locked into something just because of something else, which I like. But like if you come into your red shade, you're a fire fairy, but that also means that you're good at fire magic. But then things that sort of lend itself to fire, like destruction, rage kind of spells,
Oh, that's neat.
and you're good at breaking stuff down. and good at stirring things up. And so it's kind of fun to play with, not everybody's magic ties in with their personality, but it sort of kind of does, in the sense that you start wondering, like, is it the magic that causes people to act like that? Or is it the personality, and that's what caused them to have that kind of magic?
Yeah.
And so, like, in the second book, it kind of deals a little bit more like with Leanna, who's a character in the first book, and she's a fire fairy, for example. And so she has a lot of like internal struggle. Like, does her magic cause her to be the way she is, or is it the magic that kind of found her because of the way that she always was? So
Right.
anyway, yep, all sorts of fun stuff.
That's really cool. No, because I really
I could
enjoy
talk
this.
about that for a long time.
Yeah, I enjoyed the fact that it's like, yeah, you're part of this magical realm, but magic isn't guaranteed. Like, surprise, surprise, you either get it or you don't, or whatever. And I liked like the words are escaping me. Just the elders, for the lack of the actual correct term
Yeah,
here.
James.
Yes, I'm so sorry, but yes, I loved them, and like, I'm not gonna get into anything like plot,
Oh, you're
juicy
fine.
plot, because I don't believe in spoiling things for others. I like to hype it up and say like all the things that I liked about it, and just be like, you need this, and just shove it at them. So
We love readers like you.
yeah. But no, I really enjoyed it. I really like the characters too. And I will say, though it's not, I believe it's not a secret that there's a love triangle, correct? Um,
Yes,
it was my
sort of.
first, sort of. Oh, well, I won't say anything other than it was my
No, you're
first one
fine.
ever.
I always describe it
Yeah.
because, like, people, there's like two camps, right?
Hmm.
Like, people are like, yes, love triangle, love it. Let's get some major tension going. And then there's other people that are like, oh, ew, gross. I don't want to have to pick one, right?
Yeah.
So I always like describe this love triangle as like a love triangle that wants to be so much more.
Yeah. You get that feeling too. I it was, like I said, it was my first story with that kind of love triangle and everything. And at first, I was a little hesitant. I'm like, I don't know if I can get into this. But then as things as things progressed, and the romance side of plot like also progressed, I was like, you know what? I like this. This is nice.
Well, good.
No.
That is the hopeful reaction.
Yeah.
But it is really fun to like read reactions and reviews and have people make comments, because some people are like just along for the ride. Like, they're just like ready for whatever comes. And then there's some people that very clearly think they know what is happening, and they know like exactly how this is going. And some of them are right and some of them are very not right.
Yeah, no, I tend to be
So
the person who's like, I know, and then I write it down in my notes, and then when it's not, I go back to my notes. I'm like, that was dumb. No, that's not what was happening.
I think I hope that's a good story. Like,
No,
you
it
just,
is.
you can't be too sure, or maybe you are.
No, it's a
And
solid story. It's a good story. I really liked the characters too. I liked Opal a lot. She's pretty relatable with just the, where do I fit into this? Like, why is all of this happening? Like, why am I in the center of this? But like, I have to go out there, and like, she's a very relatable main character, which is great. Um, and I enjoy her friends. Like, I enjoy the other two main characters, Edmund and Ferris. They're very very cute.
I
um,
think they were made to be lovable
yes,
for the most part.
the cinnamon roll boy and the not so cinnamony boy, but they're they're very
Yes.
very very well written, and I don't know. Like, do you have a character that you feel like you relate to more than the other, or like if you were to like play one of your characters or something, who would you pick?
Okay, I love this question because I just recently could answer it.
Ooh,
Because I've had so many people ask me, like, oh, are you Opal? Like, oh, and I'm like, no,
no.
not even close. To be honest, like, I would aspire to be like her because, I mean, she does have so many things thrown at her. Um, and I mean, to have such strong friendships and to be there, for to have people be there for you like that, but to also just be able to turn around and be there for other people like that. I mean, it's just so great. And I think that's like a friendship that we all, it's like
Yeah.
a perfect friendship we all,
It is. It's
desire.
like found
Um,
family. I love it.
yes, and
Yeah.
she's so brave and everything. And that's not me. If I was in half of the scenarios she was in, I think I'd be gone. I'd be running for the hills. I'd be like, sorry, we were friends, but
Bye.
like, good luck.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But recently I was like, I think I'm like Ferris.
Yeah.
I think I like him in the sense that one of the things I think he says to Opal at one point and is, I'm one of the reasons why he like receives the idea of magic so well is because he's always um searching for it in a world that won't provide it.
Brat.
And I
Ooh.
I love that. Like that's me, right? Like
I
I
like that.
absolutely, yeah. I'm super like, not always, I mean, realistically, but I try to be, sunshine and rainbows like
Yeah.
a decent amount of the time. I just want it to be good for everybody. And I love, with my kids, with just in general, like looking for the good stuff. So I think that's him. What's funny is a lot of people find him very suspicious.
Yes, it's in my notes. I think I told you myself. I'm like, Ferris is sus. I
That
don't
was
know.
you. That was not just you. And so, I don't know what that says, but I think that it's great that he, pokes some questions out of people like, man, is this guy legit? Like, what is
He's
his
too
deal?
nice to be real. He's too nice. It's too sweet.
So, so I
That's
think,
funny.
and I think some of the things he deals with in the future, I probably deal somewhat similarly, probably. So anyway, that would be who I would relate to
Ooh,
the most at this point in the game.
that's cool. No, I like that. Um, that's a really solid answer because I like yeah, Ferris. I mean, he kind of acts us a little bit. He can't.
He does. I mean, but I'm just like, I'm a book nerd.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to get lost in history or in a good story. So
Yeah,
who
no,
knows?
that's awesome. So I'm excited to see where it goes. I liked how the first book ended, which I'm not gonna say anything, but I liked how it ended and how it sets things up for what's to come. Um, it answered questions, but at the same time, like those questions get replaced by other ones that will be answered like later on, which is fantastic. It's a nice way to keep us like engaged, and I thought you did that in the world building, which the world building you did was just through dialogue. The majority, like the heavy lifting of the world building, was Opal or one of her friends just telling like, "Oh, this is
We're all
all
learning
about."
with them, right?
Yeah, and it just felt so natural because like you said, we're all learning with them. It's not one of those things that's like, oh, backstory, I have to put it somewhere. What do I do? Wall of text, weird dialogue, what do I do? So it's like, but no, the way you just kind of distributed it like that just made me like really enjoy the world building and
Thank
everything.
you.
Yeah, for
Thank
sure.
you.
For sure.
Fantasy is touchy because it's like you want all the information, but you want it digestible,
Yes.
and that goes. I mean, that's a lot of people have different ways they want to digest it.
Oh yeah,
So
for
I've
sure.
actually gotten a lot of good feedback about the way that it was laid out, and I'm one of those people that will just give me the story. I want to get lost.
Yes.
So
Yes. And I love
yeah.
I know you're friends with Rowan Adelaide as well. She wrote
Oh
Of
yes,
Withering Dreams. Yeah,
she's delightful, and I love her so much.
I just finished being obsessed with her book too because I just finished that one too and I actually just
Me
talked to her
too.
last week. And I love that you guys it's it's the same genre, but it's so different. It's two
So
quality stories that are just told in completely different ways. it's so nice, especially because you guys have had a similar like journey in your arcs and your debut, and
Oh, it's crazy.
yeah,
It's just been so great and so crazy that like, the people that this community kind of like pushes in front of you,
yeah.
it's just it's
We are
fantastic.
obsessed with good stories, good characters, good romance, and y'all are just serving it like it's like we're on a cruise ship with like 5-star meals. I don't know. That was a very
I,
bad example, but
no, I mean I get it. I am a reader before I was a writer. I'm here for it as well.
yeah, no, that's
I'm right
great.
there with you.
So,
Yeah.
speaking of being a reader before a writer, what got you thinking about like making just writing shades and writing soul magic series and what like has there been any kind of like work or any kind of author that has literally been like, oh, I like this, I want to write like this person and
Absolutely. I mean, I think most writers are readers first. You fall in love with books and then you think, I've got stories too. But I like have always been a bookworm. Obviously, like I was a Harry Potter nerd. I
yes.
still really am. I am wearing a Luna Lovegood shirt right
Oh
now.
my gosh,
It's
what
that's
house are
supposed to
you?
be.
What house are you?
Ravenclaw.
Okay, fellow Slytherin,
Ravenclaw.
hello.
Um, but like, I was the girl that read Twilight and said, why can't she just have them both? So
That's a
then I
solid question.
started reading things like, I don't know if you've ever heard of Laurel K. Hamilton's Anita Blake Vampire
I don't think I have,
Hunter
no.
series.
Mm-mm. I'm very new to this. Like, the romantasy genre, Fourth Wing kicks it off for me in like end of August last year. So I'm very new to this. So
I mean, welcome.
thank you. I'm loving it. It's awesome.
And it's crazy. What's crazy, so Laurel K. Hamilton writes paranormal romance. And
Ooh,
so I obsessed for many years.
that's
She's written
cool.
so many great series, so many good books. And so she did a really good job of like reverse harem, like, you know, spicy books, but like plot first,
Hmm.
super, super powerful characters, kick butt women, like just very, very fun to read. And so I think like I've been writing since I first got a laptop.
Hmm.
And so
Aw.
it was like this thing where I was like, I can store stories. Like, I mean, it was just so cool. And did not share them.
Okay.
I have not shared anything I've ever written before in my life, and I've written a lot. And so this was the first time where I wrote something and was like, I mean, I feel like Opal's story is, like you said, like relatable,
Yeah.
and it's going places where there's kind of big feelings and big things that happen, and she takes us through them. And I don't know, sometimes like a story kind of has to be shared,
Yeah.
kind
For
of has
sure.
to be told. And so that's kind of where this came from. And so I did, the research and the work on how to get it done. And I still am kind of like, I went from, I mean, even my husband will like look over my shoulder while I'm typing and I'm like, don't look.
Go
I'm
away.
a very, I'm a very like not shy person, but I'm a very shy writer. And so every time someone like messages me, oh my gosh, this is so great. I'm just like, oh my God, it's so
Oh, that's awesome. That is
nice.
so
Yeah.
cool.
Um,
I hear that though.
but
I've been working on a book since I was 14. So
that's what you said. Do
yeah,
it.
I don't know. It's messy and it's I'm originally from Brazil and I moved up here when I was 12. So at 14 my English was so the grammar and the vocabulary, I've tried to go back and fix it and I literally can't. I'm like I just
Oh,
can't do it. So maybe
you
one of these
know,
days where it's just like
need like a good like an editor or someone that'll go through and help at least get you started or something, so that way
yeah.
you can feel like you can start again. Dude, I feel like it's one of those things where like any age if the mood strikes, it
Yeah.
should be fun, but like you can totally do it.
Yeah.
I
I might.
will I will cheer you on from over here.
Ooh, yeah, I might, I might. I think I just needed some cheering.
I can
No,
do that. I can do that.
it's nice to like see moms like myself, busy moms, being able to sit down, write, and publish something. It gives me hope.
It's
Gives me hope.
definitely, they're the most adorable, fantastic, loving obstacles to a finished manuscript in the entire world.
That is
And I
the
wouldn't have any better
best. That is the best description I've heard. The cutest obstacles. I love
They
it.
are. They are. I mean, you have your muse, and then all of a sudden you're like filling cups and finding snacks, and the muse
Yeah,
just kind of goes,
yeah, and like picking up crumbs and making sure the dogs don't eat the crumbs and like stop, just stop. I'm like I said, I'm I very much enjoyed Shades of Power. I cannot wait for Shades of Fire. Cannot wait. That's going to be so cool. Um, cute like
yes,
little
definitely
fangirling. Yeah.
a little plug for dragons.
Yes, that's it's gonna be great. Looking forward to just seeing how the story ties together. And if you could describe Shades of Power in like 3 words, not 3 sentences, just 3 words, what would
I think
you?
Rowan told me that you did this to her too.
Dang it, Rowan! Yes, yes, I
And you
did.
know what? I didn't prepare.
It's okay.
You didn't
I
know
like
how
doing
to up. Yes, I'm a bad student.
that.
3 words. I think that can high stakes be one word, one
Yes,
word?
I will allow
Like
it.
I just, or like intense, I guess. I mean, I
Okay,
don't, I think I need a shirt that says if it's not high stakes, I don't want it.
I love that. If it's not high
Because if
stakes,
it, I mean, I don't have all the time in the world to read. So like, I need it to feel like impactful.
yes, it needs to
Are we
grab
all
your
dying?
attention.
Yeah.
It needs to grab your
Are we all
attention.
dying? Who, like the world's gonna end? What's happening?
Right.
So I think
Intense.
that, yes,
Okay.
intense. I think it's also hopeful.
Yes. I agree.
Like I think that
I
the
agree.
story, the friendships, there's very dark elements in it, but
Yeah.
like I I don't like to end books necessarily just in general, because again, I write the way I read. I don't want them to feel like some people love cliffhangers. I do not mind them personally, but writing wise, like I kind of want to leave people feeling like, oh, there might be good things happening in the
Yeah.
future. Not like, oh my God. So I try to write hopeful, maybe funny,
It does
maybe is
have good
another word.
humor.
I mean, there's some humor in there.
Yeah. There's some good
Um,
humor. The characters,
yeah,
like their
maybe
personalities are so good.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I hope entertaining maybe is
Yes.
the umbrella term there. I just wanted it to be entertaining. I was talking to somebody recently and they were like, it's like there's all these serious things happening, but it's like it feels intense, but like not super serious.
Yeah.
That's great.
Intense and hopeful and oh my gosh, the last one.
Entertaining.
Entertaining. There we go. Entertaining. I like it. I agree. That is Shades of Power. And again, if you're interested in reading Shades of Power, it literally has my stamp of approval on it. Not literally, but it has my stamp of approval on it. It should be hitting the shelves on March 11th. It will be ebook, paperback, and hard copy, correct? Or
There
just
will be a
paper?
hardcover eventually,
Okay.
but it's just going to be the digital, the paperback, and the audiobook.
Yes, audiobook. Ooh. Do we know who's doing the audiobook? I think you said you.
Yes, yes. And so funny thing, I just got the files today. So I've been listening. I was actually listening to them right before this call.
Oh, that's cool.
But it's gonna be, yeah, it's amazing. And it's gonna be narrated by Laura Horowitz, who
Ooh.
is an absolute genius. She is so talented. She was the award-winning narrator for Phantasma. So
That's
I like, can't
awesome.
believe it.
That
I
is
like
so
read
cool.
and I'm fangirling so hard. It's crazy.
I love
I like
that.
almost can't even focus.
Oh, no, that's I cannot wait to hear it.
I haven't quite gotten there yet,
Uh-huh.
but I'm thinking that Edmund does have a little bit of a British accent for like literally no reason because it's not why would he? But like because it's
It
just such a
fits
nice
him.
sound. It kind of does. He's very classic.
Very.
He's got a very yeah.
Well,
So
is
I'm very excited about this.
just him or other people as well?
His brother.
Okay. I didn't want to break
Yeah,
him up,
it's
but yes, okay.
yeah, no, it's
Cool.
really it fits the whole. I mean, they're yeah,
That I
it sounds like it's just right.
I like it.
Of course it is. It's Laura Horowitz.
I liked him. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me about Shades of
Thank
Power.
you for having me.
Again, it's a wonderful, wonderful world you created. I loved the book. I cannot wait to hear the audiobook actually. I do a lot of immersive reading. I usually have to have the audiobook file in the book with me.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, my attention span is my ADHD just kicks my ass daily. But yes, audiobook and book. I can't wait.
Hey, however you can get it done.
Yeah.
Life's too short, man. We gotta pound these books.
Hell yeah, we do. Yes. Yes, we do. Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right.